A state fund meant to help veterans in need keeps growing with money. Meanwhile, many say they're struggling to make ends meet. Thanks for joining us. I'm Nicole Griffin. Tonight, a new push is underway to get more vets help with their bills. WRTV Investigates Kara Kenny joins us now with the changes that could affect families. When you purchase a veteran or support the troops plate, a chunk of the money goes to the Military Family Relief Fund. That money helps veterans with emergency needs like food, rent, and medical bills. But some say the state could do even more to help veterans with the money it has. Roger Williams is a disabled Kokomo veteran and father of 3 kids.
As a military police officer,
He can't work.
I went on disability, so my income dropped dramatically. Trying to support the family, paying rent, car payments.
Roger applied for help through the Military Family Relief Fund in 2019, but he says the Indiana Department of Veterans Affairs denied him.
Basically, they said I was not being frugal enough with my money.
How did that make you feel when you got denied?
I became, quite honestly, I'll tell you the truth, I became suicidal because of it. It's like everything that we went through and didn't matter. It really didn't matter. I mean, sure, they would sit there and say, oh, thank you for your service and things like this, but it was just words.
The Military Family Relief Fund keeps growing with money from license plate revenue. 2 years ago, it sat at $10 million. It's now up to $11.2 million. To qualify for the fund, you have to make less than 2 times the federal poverty level. That's under $60,000 income for a family of 4.
We have a lot of veterans in Indiana that are not eligible for that fund.
An advocacy group called the Military Veterans Coalition is pushing state lawmakers and IDVA to loosen up the fund's requirements to allow more vets to get help.
Personally, I would like to see the income limitations completely removed because the IDVA process is very clear. They provide their bank statements and their taxes. And they do that so that they can make sure that the veteran doesn't have a bunch of money sitting around that they're just trying to get money from the state.
The lifetime limit for the Military Family Relief Fund is $2,500, meaning once you hit that dollar amount, you can't apply again. Veteran Matt Hall says the income requirement and $2,500 limit are roadblocks for some. Have you ever talked to a veteran who said that they would like to apply for the Military Family Relief Fund, but they can't because they make too much money?
Yes. Yeah. And I've also talked to veterans that have received it once, be it a year ago, or 2 years ago, and now they're back into financial hardship and they can't apply again.
In 2018, under previous leadership, WRTV Investigates uncovered IDVA giving out Military Family Relief Fund benefits beyond the $2,500 limit, including to IDVA's own employees. Weeks after our investigation, then IDVA Director Jim Brown submitted his resignation. Dennis Weimer took over as IDVA Director in 2019 and has aimed to improve the Military Family Relief Fund.
We're still not completely spending the dollars we're getting in, which is okay, but we've got some more room to grow.
Weimer says they've done extensive outreach to the state's 400,000 veterans, including radio ads.
Indiana veterans, if you or a fellow veteran needs financial assistance.
Social media ads and events.
Which got us more people to be aware.
The number of applications filed for the Military Family Relief Fund has grown 341% in the last 2 years. The number of families served has grown 700% from 129 to more than 1,000.
I hope we're not done yet.
As for the fund's income requirements and $2,500 limit, would you be open to making changes?
As far as what's the specific move that we should make going forward, I do think the $2,500 is a level that we need to look at.
Currently, if a veteran has an emergency that exceeds $2,500, they can ask the Indiana Veterans Commission to review it. Numbers we obtained show the number of requests approved by the commission has tripled in the last 2 years.
But I do think there is stuff we need to look at to see what's the right amount, how do we adjust that amount.
Weimer also points out the federal poverty level is already adjusted for inflation.
One of the challenges is, we get people who believe they're in need and they've got money in the bank. They just don't want to spend their money that they've got in the bank. And that's a challenge, because we have others that have no money whatsoever and have a great need and don't know about us. I want to get to that person.
Will you apply for the Military Family Relief Fund again?
No, I won't.
Roger Williams says he could use $2,500 to fix his car to get to appointments,
It could do a lot for me.
and hopes the state looks at making changes to help other veterans in need. The Military Veterans Coalition says the fund is on their list of priorities for the upcoming legislative agenda. However, it's not a budget season, so state lawmakers may not be able to make some changes until 2025. Kara Kenny, WRTV.